Hey everybody, last video we talked about the overall lore of the Shadowlands, and that video did really well, so I figured we'd dive a little deeper into each of the zones this time, starting with Bastion and their ruling covenant. Bastion is one of the ruling realms of the Shadowlands, ruled by the Kyrian Covenant. Bastion is a kingdom of spires, crystalline skies, and a very Elysian design. Souls naturally drawn to service are sent here by the Arbiter, so they can examine their lives, cleanse themselves of their burdens, and work so they might ascend to serve the Shadowlands as Kyrian. Kyrian act as messengers, couriers, and are some of the purest souls in the realm of the dead. Fresh arrivals to Bastion will become Kyrian aspirants, wingless beings who train for eons to one day earn their wings so they can achieve the rank of Ascendant. The Kyrian of Bastion have a duty to safeguard souls from the mortal realm as they pass into the Shadowlands. They are the forebears of the Valkyr, spirit healers, and more. The Covenant is ruled by Kyrestia the Firstborn, the first winged Kyrian, one of the Eternal Ones and the Archon of the Kyrian Covenant. She resides in Archon's Rise, in Bastion. Like I said before, when a soul arrives in Bastion, they shall become Kyrian aspirants, and whereas the origins of the aspirants may be very diverse, they are united in one purpose: to prove their worth and ascend so other souls may be carried by their wings. Kyrian aspirants spend eons training, meditating, and reflecting on themselves through combat and other means to shed their burdens. Anima-fueled automatons called Centurions are responsible for drilling the aspirants into a meditative combat. As Kyrians shed their burdens of their past life, they fight the physical manifestations of their tormented thoughts as those get expelled from their bodies. Aspirants have to travel through 5 temples to learn their virtues: the Temple of Purity, Courage, Humility, Wisdom, and Loyalty. This venture is known as the 5 Rites and could take eons to complete. The aspirants who pass their trial join a higher calling, besides Kyrestia the Firstborn, and earn their wings. At this point they become ready for an eternity of service as a spirit healer or one of a couple other paths. Spirit healers have been a part of World of Warcraft since vanilla, and are true Kyrian Watchers, whose role it is to eternally evaluate each and every soul that dies. If the Watchers deem a soul ready, they call forth a Kyrian bearer to transport the soul to the Shadowlands. If not, the Watcher returns them back to life. Watchers linger at the very edge of the veil and greet mortal souls into the Shadowlands, and are able to wake that soul by looking into its existence and judge whether or not it's their time. This role burdens the Watchers with all of the soul's memories, and thus they can see and know things that weigh heavy in their mind. This role is only for the strong of heart who can endure with the purpose in their mind at all times. Kyrian Bearers is another path an Ascendant Kyrian can take. Their task is a vital one, making sure they transport the souls of the fallen across the veil to Oribos. They see countless worlds beyond the Shadowlands and encounter beings of all shapes and sizes that will be carried into Oribos. Collector is another path an Ascendant can take. Their job is to maintain the realm and contribute to all of Bastion's great works. They collect and order the anima in Bastion. There are a lot of collectors, but each one of them is unique from the next. A collector can take the form of a scholar, a smith, an architect, and that way contribute to Bastion in their own unique way. One final path the Ascendant Kyrian can take is that of a paragon. Each of the 5 temples I mentioned before are guarded by a paragon, who demonstrate the ultimate expression of their virtue, and are responsible for the care and training of all aspirants that enter their domain. A paragon can choose a hand, a chosen Kyrian, to assist the paragon in their duties. Now of course there are aspirants who fail to ascend. These souls darken and turn into one of the Forsworn, who wander the plains of Bastion to lament and spread doubt like an infection if left unchecked. And in the recent anima drought, while the Kyrian aspirants had to wait patiently and long before getting granted their wings, these Forsworn have been granting souls wings very quickly, and thus their power grows. One of those Forsworn Kyrian is Uther the Lightbringer. As the Afterlife's Bastion cinematic showed us, he got granted his wings prematurely by Devos. But who exactly is Devos? Devos is one of the paragons of the Ascendant Kyrian. And when Uther's soul reached the Shadowlands, she was responsible for his training. When Uther was struck down by Arthas Menethil, Devos ferried his soul to Bastion and informed him that he had earned the opportunity to become one of the Ascended, which was a fact that Uther struggled to accept. As time passed, Devos continued training Uther, but because it took so long for Uther to pass his rites, she began wondering if the Lightbringer had been sent to Bastion by mistake. Devos later discovered that Uther's soul had literally been wounded. When she touched the wound, she saw a vision of the Paladin's death and recognized Arthas' blade, Frostmourne, as an instrument of the Maw. Devos immediately brought this news to the Archon, telling her that the agent wielding the power of the Maw was running rampant on a mortal world and posing a threat to Bastion. And furthermore, if Uther's memories had been purged as the path demanded, the Kyrian would have never even learned of this danger. In other words, the path is flawed.
The runes on his blade were unmistakable. This dark agent runs free on a mortal world with the power of the Maw itself in hand. Our realm is imperiled!
Impossible. The maw is inescapable. You must return to the path.
If he had purged his life, we never would have known of this calamity! The path is flawed!
Enough! The order of the Shadowlands depends on the execution of our eternal charge. You will abandon this course.
As you command, my Archon.
The Archon interrupted Devos, telling her that the Shadowlands depended on the Kyrians carrying out their charge, and that she had to abandon her rebellious course. In response, Devos returned to Uther and asked if he still wanted to punish Arthas. When Uther responded that he did, Devos prematurely transformed into an Ascendant and told him that on the moment of Arthas' death, them two would claim his soul. When Arthas was defeated atop Icecrown Citadel, Devos and Uther did in fact claim his soul. Devos urged Uther to cast Arthas into the maw and return him to the darkness he served. Uther hesitated, remembering that Arthas had once been his student, but Devos reminded him why they brought Arthas here, to take vengeance for what he had done. His will steeled, Uther released Arthas into the maw, and perhaps many more souls followed. This was the start of Uther's path into becoming a Forsworn.
Uther! The time of your ascension has come.
I thought I was not ready.
Do you wish to see him punished?
I do.
Then prepare yourself. The moment he falls, we will claim him.
I see. Only darkness before me.
Now, cast him into the maw. Return him to the darkness he served. His eternal suffering awaits.
He was my student.
Remember what he did, and take your vengeance.
Not vengeance. Justice.
What we as players will be able to expect when we reach Bastion is yet to be determined. I have not had beta access and honestly prefer it this way, to fully experience what we shall encounter during our time in Bastion, and I honestly cannot wait. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget to spread the word about these videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!